Hello.
The total revenue that I've made from that book, and it's about 50-50, it's paperback and Kindle.
Yeah.
The total... Go on, what?
Go on.
Go on, go on.
Yeah, all right, okay. Go on, carry on.
No, go on. What do you want to say?
No, I'm just saying, are you talking profit for you, or are you talking the total revenue for Amazon as well?
It's all profit for me.
Well, yeah, but so it's not the total sales then,
Well,
is it?
no, because I don't... No, but Brian, this is how much money I've made as an author.
All right, this is how much profit you've made from
Amazon
the book.
has made
no,
loads
but that's what I'm
more
asking,
than me.
is it profit? Is revenue is like what comes in, but is like profit is what's left
Yes,
of
I
it
know.
after all the bits are taken out.
Yeah, this is the profit. This is what is in my purse after spending 700 days and 2,800 hours writing my book. I've made a grand total of...
Hello. I could eat about 1.5 million of these.
Well, nobody's perfect.
Welcome to the It's a Drama podcast.
My mother thanks you.
If you can't say something nice.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Hello and welcome to the It's a Drama podcast. Today you are listening to my husband and co-host Brian.
Oh, that's a bit different. I'm basically Brian.
Who else?
Oh, well, hello, Liz.
I don't know. Oh, Brian.
Well, there we go. That's a good start to the show. Bit of laughter.
Shall we start it again?
No, I don't think we need to. I think we're straight
Look,
in
I was
on
trying
that.
to be different. I think what I've been doing, I've been listening to other podcasts that are really much more successful than ours, that are hosted by a husband
But we're
and
in
wife.
the top 2% in the world, Liz.
Hosted by a husband and wife. And what they do, and this is what I'm going to do now because I'm a copycat and I want to copy other successful people, is they don't introduce themselves. They introduce their husband and their husband introduce their wife. And I know I didn't tell you that I was going to do it, but I just thought you'd be a bit more responsive than... Yeah, I know, but Bri, I thought you'd be more responsive. Right, let's have a go again then,
all right? Then, go on then.
Okay, hello and welcome to the It's a Drama podcast. Today you're listening to my husband and co-host, Brian.
And I'm Brian.
Oh, you idiot! You're supposed to say me!
Oh, and I've got my other hoster, Liz.
God, Brian. Do you want to have another go, Brian?
If you want, Liz.
Okay, ready?
I still won't know what to say.
Look, hello and welcome to the It's a Drama podcast. Today you're listening to my co-host and lovely husband, Brian.
Yeah, but you're speaking, so it doesn't work.
Oh, Brian, don't you get it? I'm introducing you.
Right.
And then you have to introduce me.
So say it again. You say, I'm the co-host, Brian. Is that what you said?
Have you got your ears open today?
Not really.
I'm going to give you one more
Hello.
chance and then I'm starting this podcast again because I'm not having this rubbish going out. What if no one's ever listened to this podcast? And now they're listening to this, they're going to think, what a couple of numpties.
Yeah, turn it off, mate, and go and listen to something decent.
Right, one more go.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the It's a Drama podcast. Today, you're listening to my co-host and husband, Brian.
And you're listening to my co-host, Liz, who's my wife. It doesn't work. You say, I'm listening to my co-host.
I'm Liz and he's Brian.
Yeah,
and
it's much
today
easier,
we
isn't it?
have got a really great show for you. We're going to be talking about laughter, actually, which is just as well, Brian,
There you
because
go.
you've just messed the complete intro
Bloody
up.
comedian, me.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about laughter. I've just got so much to tell you about laughter because it's a very, very important thing, isn't it, to be able to laugh, Bri?
It is. I do like to laugh, and we tend to laugh more on our podcast than we do in real life.
We're miserable bastards in real life, aren't we? We never
don't,
ever
don't
laugh.
wait with us.
I know, and
Don't wait with us. What does that mean? Don't wait with us.
I'm a bit
Don't hang out with us.
I'm a bit scared because lots of people, like we've got a move into New Zealand community, and they always say, "Oh, I really would love to meet you in real life." And I'm dreading them meeting us in real life because they're going to think we're like this all the time, like really joyful and happy. And we're just not, are we, Brian?
Yeah. But as you get a little bit more popular, Liz, you do meet people, and it's very hard when you're talking with them because realistically, they know more about you than I know about myself.
Would you say you're popular?
Well, just put it this way: we can't go down the cafe anymore like we used to.
Oh, Brian, there's only 4 people down there. Of course we can't.
That's what I mean.
Us, Daniil, Kevin, they know it now, so that's
And
it.
Mark.
Our secret's out.
An Irish, if you're listening.
Right, so we've got a brilliant show for you. We're going to be talking about laughter. I'm going to be sharing some stats about my book, my recently released book, The Travel Bog Diaries, which I released 2 months ago. Regular listeners of this show will know all about that, about the journey that I've been on for the last 2.5 years writing that book and all the ups and downs and trials and tribulations that came with it. And I thought today, do you know what? I'm going to share with you the stats. I'm going to tell you how many books I've sold. I'm going to tell you how much money I've made. And I'm going to tell you how many laughs I've had.
How much money you've made in your life, or just on the book?
No, on the book.
Oh, right.
Because I've got to. Well, I'm not going to spoil it. So yeah, I want to just share with you. Now that I'm rolling in my millions, I want to share with you all that.
It's great being an author, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
And then you are not going to believe this. We have got such a special treat, and I want you to appreciate this because me and Bri have spent, well, mostly Bri has spent the last hour setting this up for us. We're going to share with you an unedited clip of me recording the audiobook. You'll know why I'm sharing that with you in just a while when we record it, when we share it. But yeah, we're going to be sharing that. And yeah, so that's it, Bri. So there's my planning. I've got the show all sorted, ready to go. I know you messed up the start, but that's all right. We'll just
go
move
ahead,
on.
co-host. And
yeah, well, the thing is, Bri, like I say, I was just thinking, I'm trying to improve this show all the time. You know,
it's not working, is it?
Well, no, it's not, because you've got to, I don't know, it's just like, it's like dragging a tortoise behind you, isn't it? It's just like...
He's too old to do a podcast now.
Oh, right. So I want to start off by telling you that a few weeks ago, I was a guest on a brilliant podcast called the Stuff File Programme. It's hosted by Peter Anthony Holder. This guy has just got the most beautiful voice. He's a broadcaster, isn't he? He was a radio presenter.
He was an anchorman for Toronto News, I think it was, as in, you know, the main television station in Toronto in Canada.
Right.
And he's got hundreds of episodes. I think you're on episode number 723. And even better, Liz, I have to say this before you butt in. I introduced episode 724.
You did.
He asked
you
me to do
did.
it. How
I
great
know.
is that?
And it sounds so amazing. You've got such a lovely, you two have got a lovely radio voice. But yeah, I went on his show and he was so complimentary to me and Brian, wasn't he, Brian? He was just, he just couldn't say enough nice things about us. And it was a joy to be on his show. And he's got a really, really interesting podcast where he interviews, obviously very interesting and humorous people like me. But so I want you to check that out. I want you to go back and listen to his show. It's called the Stuff File Programme, and stuff is spelt STUPH. So I'll leave the link in the description, but go and check that out. But anyway, this morning when I was walking on my walk down on the beach, trying to find out what to listen to, I came upon his latest podcast, and he is interviewing a lady called Carol Brown.
Right.
Now, Carol has just won the World Laughing Championship competition.
Right.
For 2023. She is the champion World Laughing.
What's that? You just laugh, do you? Or you tell jokes? You just laugh. Why is he going on stage and doing that?
Well, this is it, Bri.
Well,
It's a bit weird,
bit of a
isn't
crap
it?
day. I've got to go and laugh today for half an hour.
Now, did you even know that existed?
No, I didn't know that existed, but...
A World Laughing Champion competition. In all the world, she is the laughiest. Well, actually, they judge you on certain things. They judge you on whether your laughter is contagious,
Right.
whether it's diabolical. It's a bit mean,
Yeah,
isn't it? It's a
mine
bit
would
mean.
be pretty bad.
Sexiest.
Well, I'm probably there as well.
And I went onto
Maybe you
YouTube
should
because
go
I
do it.
thought, I went onto YouTube because I thought I've got to, I started listening to the program, and then I was coming home and I thought, I just want to see this woman in real life. She's just the loveliest woman. And she has got this obviously she's got the funniest laugh in the whole world. I would say her laugh is contagious. It's when I was watching it, I started to laugh.
Maybe we should have listened to it before we did this.
Well, I did listen to it, and I was trying to tell you, but you were being all grumpy, saying, "Oh no, the drains need unblocking, and I've got a lot to do today."
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Did I say it exactly like that?
Well, you were being a little bit grumpy this morning, so that's why I just decided to do a program about laughter.
Right.
Anyway, so that just got me thinking, because like this program is all about laughter, and I've got this hilarious book, and we're going to listen to the audio book, and I don't know. I just thought I started watching her, and I thought, what a brilliant thing to be able to say. I mean, I think she's got this business that promotes laughter to it.
But maybe she trains people to laugh, or like for comedians.
Do you think I should send you to her, Brian?
Yes, I think I've already been there actually.
No, I think it's more about how laughter. I don't know. I mean, I'm totally winging this now because I don't know, because I haven't looked into what she sells. But I'm guessing it's more about laughter easing, depression, anxiety. It just lifts your mood.
Well, of course it does. I mean, Ken Dodd from years ago, you might not have found Ken Dodd funny, but...
I can't stand that bloke.
Well, let's move on then to the next one, eh? I won't tell you what I was going to say then.
Go on.
Well, he always used to say how, and when he's been interviewed, this is not obviously when he's on his stand-up, but he said everyone's got a chuckle muscle, and we don't use it enough because, he said that laughter is the funniest thing. And I always remember there's a guy called Jimmy Tarbuck. I won't keep looking out the window because my sound goes like that, doesn't it? And he was getting married again, Jimmy Tarbuck, and he said, but we're all standing there. He said, I'm at the front with my wife to be. And the vicar turns around and goes, if there's any man there, I can't remember the exact words, but it's like, forever hold your peace if you don't say what you need to say now. And he said, and Ken Dodd stood up, walked to the front of the church and said, form a queue behind me.
Oh, really?
But that's just that sort of thing to do that at someone's wedding.
Yeah.
You could only do it if you're a comedian, but it just makes everyone just smile and laugh, don't they? Like, and it just makes a big difference.
There is a fact though, Brian, I need to tell you this just to bring a bit of a downer on it.
Yeah.
Is comedians are obviously the most depressed, like down people in
Not
real
far off
life.
it. You look at poor old Robin Williams.
I know.
It's just what a waste at the end. But it wasn't. It's a waste of a talent to see what happened to him. And
do you think that's because there would be like a lot of pressure on you?
Of course.
Going back to what we were just talking about, I'm not saying like we're comedians or anything like that, but it goes back to that thing of like people would tend to think that you were like that.
Yes.
In real life.
For sure, because, what we try and do in this program is it's a bit of a light-hearted look at life, isn't it? It's like if you keep talking about depressive stuff all the time, it gets a bit down, doesn't it? But this is to try and lift everybody who's listening to it, to just make them have a bit of a laugh and a joke. We never set out to be a funny podcast. But it just ends up being because we're pretty hopeless.
Stop digging yourself in a hole, Bri. We did set out to be a funny podcast. We think we're hilarious. Anyway, Bri, I wanted to tell you the story because, like I say, when I was learning all about Carol, winning the laughing competition, well, I must admit, I hope she doesn't listen to this, but would it be a bit annoying though, Bri, if she came round to your house for dinner and was like, oh, what do you do, Carol?
Again. You don't know whether she's laughing genuinely or not.
I know, that's the thing,
hard
isn't
part,
it?
isn't it?
Yeah. But anyway, what I was going to tell you, it made me laugh because it made me think of that story. When I started going to college, this was in my 20s, I gave a drama college a bit of a stint and I went up to a place called Dartington. Do you remember, Bri?
Yeah.
And Bri drove me up there.
College of Performing Arts.
Mm-hmm. Bri drove me up there and I was living in the halls. I was absolutely dreading it because I'm not a sociable person. But to save money, for my first year, I wanted to live in the halls with all these, the other students.
Real students.
Yeah, real students. And I just remember, I don't know if you remember this. Do you remember? You dropped me, we went up.
I remember the guy actually talking about, yes.
You dropped me up. We put all our bags in my room and I thought, right, come on, let's go into the common area and meet all the other students and just be sociable.
And the new students that were there from last year were going, fresh meat.
Yeah. And we turned up and everyone was introducing themselves and this guy turned to me and he goes, you've got to meet, I don't know, what was his name? Paul. Let's say he was called Paul.
Andrew. Yeah,
Let's say he was called Paul. He said, you've got to wait till you meet Paul. He said, he's in the room next to you. He said, he's got the most wicked laugh you have ever met. And I was thinking, oh, where is this Paul anyway? We're sitting there and about 2 minutes later, Paul walked into the common room, didn't he? Yeah. And he for no reason, no one even said anything funny. He just stood there and started laughing, and it was the most fake laugh. Do you remember?
It was. It was like that's going to hurt your throat after about another 2 days, mate.
It was like a donkey, sort of went like this, like this, wasn't it? Like I can't do a donkey noise, but that was sort of.
It was shocking.
It was, and he thought he was so funny. And Brian, you didn't have to live with him in that stupid residence of Paul's.
I remember that first night when I stayed with you for about an hour or so, and you could hear him, and he was literally two doors down, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was annoying. Someone had obviously said to him, oh, you have got such an hilarious laugh.
You should go into that competition, mate.
No, but someone had obviously said that to him, so he played on it. Maybe that was his thing that he used to...
It was. But sometimes laughter is a way to get around, I don't know, what insecurities or whatever it is, so you just laugh, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that people say, oh, that's nervous laughter. Sometimes I wonder if I've got a bit of nervous laughter because I do tend to laugh when I get nervous.
Yeah, well, we all do that way, don't we? But I'm just saying, to break the ice with someone, start laughing. It's just like, is that nervous or maybe?
Well,
maybe it is.
There's nothing worse though, Bri, when someone does a laugh and you think, well, that's fake.
Yeah.
And laughing like a donkey constantly like that, I'm sorry, it just got on my nerves after a bit.
It's
and
not
I just,
that funny.
Yeah, I wasn't his friend.
Yeah, as in
anyway.
not what he's saying, but you can't laugh at something that's not that funny.
Anyway, me and you have got some stats. Hang on, I've got some stats for you. Let me find them.
As in stats?
Right. So I think it's just, there's nothing sexier than a man that laughs.
That sits in front of you doing a podcast.
No, that's
Oh, right.
that just completely messes up the intro of the podcast you've been planning for the last 3 hours.
Yeah.
No, but so I thought I'd dig in to some stats. I actually put in who has the sexiest laugh in the
Right.
world. But what it came up with was what men and women find sexy in the opposite sex.
Right.
Is that, there's a lot of sex there. But anyway,
Yeah, there is,
it's
isn't
just
there? It's a
and
sexy show.
This is what it came up with. It said the research shows that women like men who make them laugh.
Right.
So men who can make a woman laugh, they find that very attractive. And I agree with that. And men, this is so typical, and men like women who laugh at their jokes.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. But that's the same. Then it's a completed circle, isn't it? Because the woman is being made to laugh by you, as in the man, and if you actually laugh, then
do you get more joy? You're stuttering there, and I don't know what you're on about. Do you get more joy?
It's not Ardless.
Do you get more joy when I make you laugh or when you make me laugh?
Oh, that's a good one, isn't it? I would say it's kind of 50-50, but probably if I've made you genuinely laugh. But there's a difference in laughter, isn't there? So I'm going slightly off, because when I hear you on your phone to your brother say, you will laugh in like a childlike way, like you don't laugh on the podcast, or you will laugh on the podcast. But let's put it this way. I tend to make you laugh when I make a mistake or you see me struggling, and then you just crack up laughing.
Oh, that's not true.
No, it's true, but but I kind of like that, because it's you see the vulnerable side of yourself, like, you know. So I like that when I make you laugh. Yeah. So I would probably prefer to make you laugh than you making me.
Than I make you laugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't want you to think that I just laugh at all your mistakes. I mean, that's hilarious. Don't get me wrong.
If I stumble over and fall, but see that? See, there you laugh because I made a mistake.
Do you know what that is?
What's that?
No. Here, now I'm going to put this into context for you. The reason I laugh when you make a mistake is because you laugh at yourself, and that makes me laugh. Now, if you made a mistake and was like, oh my God, I'm such an idiot, then I wouldn't laugh.
No.
It's because you make a mistake and laugh at yourself making the mistake that I just think that's flipping hilarious, because I would never do that, Bri. If I made a mistake, I'd be like, just cut that out. I'm not having that. I don't like to be made a fool of.
Yeah.
But I've said this before, and that is very attractive. That is very, very sexy. They should put that in there.
Yeah, because I look at it as the speed my brain works is probably a little bit faster than my mouth works, but I listen to you, and your brain must be going pretty quick because your mouth is going so fast when you talk. So
is that a compliment?
No.
Shall I take that as a compliment?
Yeah, but that's what makes me laugh, because when I say something wrong, I was thinking long enough about that. Why did I say it wrong? That's what makes me laugh. It's like, where did that word come from?
Yeah.
Stumble and stiff. It's not even in the same thing,
No.
but I'm thinking 3 words ahead, and obviously there's an F in there, so it came out. As that.
So it says on this report it was actually from the Times newspaper, and it said on this report that ladies can boost their attractiveness by chuckling a bit more. Oh, there you go. So just start laughing a bit. There's nothing more unattractive than a sour-faced old bag, though, is there, Brian?
Not really. No.
Hey? No one wants to look at that.
There's nothing worse when you smile at someone and they don't smile back.
I know.
It's just like, what's wrong with you?
I know.
Yeah.
What's that saying? That horrible saying that they used to say, like something about. Oh, I'm not going to say it because it's very rude. But I don't know. I don't know. It's something about tell your ass or something that you. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just,
I know what
do you know what I mean? I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, I can't remember that saying.
It was a northern saying, but and it wasn't very nice, but it was sort of like bang on. And it says, and guys, you can garner more attention by learning how to make your women laugh. So I think we've got the perfect combination, me and you, Bri, because you make me laugh by being laughing.
Stupid.
No, by laughing at yourself.
Yep.
And did you say that I make you laugh or not?
Yes, you do. Yeah, because I laugh at you because you just the things that you'll say and things that you'll do. I mean, again, it's kind of like one of those things that when you actually one of the things that made me laugh the most was the time you went to the dentist.
What do you mean?
Well, when he said, "Have you got any? Are you allergic to anything?" He was about to give you,
an anaesthetic.
an anaesthetic, and he said, "Are you allergic to anything?" And you said, "Yeah, dust and feathers."
What's wrong with that?
It's just stuff like that just makes me laugh.
Okay, we're going to move on from laughter. It's just laugh a minute, this show, Brian, isn't it?
There we go.
You're going to laugh at this. This is going to give you a really good laugh, because what I thought I would do is share with you the stats of my newly released book. It's been released 2 months now, and I've got to say, I got so excited last weekend because I finally hit 40 reviews on Amazon.
Wow.
And I know. And now you've got to remember that I am a complete freak when it comes to researching stats and knowing what everyone else is doing, because I think when you're involved in something, you want to know what everyone else is doing. So I know all the stats to do with books and sales and reviews and pricing and money making. I know it all. Like, you know, I've done all my research
doing that sort of stuff,
and I know how hard it is for authors to get reviews on their books. So what they say, you know,
I'd like to meet these
I know,
ladies, would you?
so would I, yeah, one day I will do. But what they say is if you can get 30 reviews on your book in the first 2 months, then you're doing really, really well. What did you do?
We've got three sentences.
Oh, three words that we're not allowed to say.
Because when you listen to yourself again, obviously I do a lot of editing, so I hear myself and I'm thinking, oh my God, you need to pronounce your words a little bit better, Brian, and just have a bit better diction. And the three words that we have today on the show are basically,
yes,
you know, and it's like.
Yes.
And that's the 3 words the 3 sentences.
And did I just say one?
You said basically.
Oh, Brian, don't start picking me up on this.
Okay.
It's you that's got the problem, not me.
It's like.
You know what it's like. It's basically, you know what it's like. No, we are trying. Oh, this is all about self-improvement. Anyway, you've made me lose my trail of thought. So going back to the reviews.
Yeah.
See, when you know you're not allowed to say something, you really want to say it. Going back to the reviews, I now have 40 reviews on Amazon, and I could not be more happy and proud.
Yep.
So if you are one of those people that have left me a review, honestly, I just love you from the bottom of my heart. I'm so, so grateful for that.
Yeah.
I also happen to know that what I'm going to share with you here is that the average book that is published, both self-published and traditionally published by a publishing company,
right,
sells 250 books in
a year. It's funny, isn't it? It's all of a sudden
Stop laughing at me.
Just goes.
See, I can't take a joke.
I know you can't.
No, I can't. You can cut that out. No, so it's that the average author sells 250 books throughout the lifetime of the book.
Oh, the lifetime of the book.
Yes. So like after the first year, things start declining, you know, and if you've sold 250 in the first year, then things are looking good. Like that's the average. Okay. So here I am with my book, The Travel Bog Diaries, one woman's hilarious confessions of taking her family traveling around the world. I released it on the 3rd of June, and I've just had the most wonderful response. I personally couldn't be happier with it.
Yep.
But I know that when I share the stats with you, you're going to think, oh, really, Liz? And you're happy about that? But this just goes to show that it's not all about the money. All right. So,
and first-time author as well, as in, yes. It's not like you're a well-known author.
Well,
at the moment.
I think I'll disagree with you, actually.
No, I'm just trying to say, for your first ever book that you've released.
So here's my stats. I've got them down. I released it on the 3rd of June.
Yep, it's coming up 2 months now.
2 months ago. In total, I've sold 220 books.
But that's brilliant, isn't it? When you look at it like that, that's amazing.
Well, when you first say it, Bri, you think, oh, really? Is that all? 220?
Get 220 people and put them in a room.
Exactly. Exactly. Get 220 people and say, can you just put your hand in your wallet, please, and take out however much this book's going to cost you and buy my book. I can't believe it. I cannot believe that 220 people have bought my book. I'm just absolutely stoked. So 220 people in 2 months, that is better than like the whole year that I was expecting, because I was
Yes.
thinking, oh, if I can sell 250 in the first year, then, at least I know that I'm on the right track.
Yeah.
So I'm absolutely blown away by that. Again, I just want to say a huge, huge thank you to you if you've bought my book. And yeah, just thanks to that.
Yeah, and it's not easy to get to be a number one bestseller on Amazon. And for a time, you were a number one bestseller.
Yes.
And here we are 2 months on, and you're still number 5 in family travel humor, isn't it? Or family travel?
No, I'm number 5 in family travel, and I think I'm something like number 12 in budget travel. But the one I want to crack, the one I want to
Travel
be number
humour?
1. Yes, I want to be
I
number
think you're
1 in travel
38 in
humor.
that, aren't you?
I keep going up between 38 and
You
50.
got close to it. You got to
I
the
know,
top 10.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's the one I really want to be a number 1 in. And just because that's like all my heroes are in that, like, all the
Yeah.
funny writers are in it and stuff. And it's just Bill Bryson and lots of others. And I just think, oh, that would be great to be number 1.
I took a picture of it when you were 23 next to Jeremy Clarkson in
Yeah,
the Grand
yeah.
Tour, and to think you're right next to each other is like, wow. I know, and you look at it; he's got thousands of reviews on
Yeah.
their books. Like, it's completely. But that's just those are, like I said, they're the big guys. Like
So
Bill
all
Bryson.
my books are sold just on Amazon. So I'm at the moment I'm not publishing it anywhere else. I've just basically because I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to say basically. Simply because simply because I am I haven't made the effort to put it on anywhere else. I mean, you have to go and upload it to other sites, and they will sell it to all different sites for you. But I just haven't done that yet.
Amazon is a one-stop shop, so
Yes.
it's kind of like they print on demand, which is so good, and the audiobook will be through Audible, which is Amazon as well, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yep.
And the audiobook, which you're going to hear a snippet of in a minute, is going to be out in, how long do you reckon? A month? It's got to be about a month. Isn't it?
By the time it goes through the process, yeah, I'm nearly there with the, because obviously we work as what we do, and we try and get the audiobook as done as and when we can.
You're doing a brilliant job on that, Bri. You're
yeah.
doing an absolutely brilliant job on that audiobook.
Yeah.
And in a minute, no, I'm serious. Don't you're looking at me as if like I'm going to be, there's
Well,
a
you haven't really heard much of
Ken
it yet.
Dodd crack at the end of it. But there isn't.
Trouble when you laugh, you get very chesty. Don't you?
I know. So in the lifetime, I've sold 220 books in 2 months. The total revenue that I've made from that book, and it's about 50-50, it's paperback and Kindle.
Yeah.
The total... Go on, what?
Go on.
Go on, no, go on.
Yeah, all right, okay, go on, carry on.
No, go on, what do you want to say?
No, I'm just saying, are you talking profit for you, or are you talking the total revenue for Amazon as well?
It's all profit for me.
Well, yeah, but so it's not the total sales then,
Well,
is it?
no, because I don't... No, but Brian, this is how much money I've made as an author.
All right, you've made.
I don't
This is how
care
much
about how
profit
much-
you've made from
Amazon
the book.
has made
No, but
loads
that's what I'm
more
asking.
than
Is
me.
it profit? Is revenue is like what comes in, but is like profit is what's left
Yes,
of
I
it
know.
after
Yeah.
all the
This
bits
is-
are taken out.
Yeah, this is the profit. This is
Yeah.
what is in my purse after spending 700 days and 2,800 hours writing my book. I've made a grand total of $482.28.
And that's so you could say 500 nearly, couldn't you?
Well, no. Well, yeah,
Just to be on the,
408.
and that's US dollars, isn't it?
$482.28. So I worked it out, because that's what I like to
Yeah.
do. I like to make myself cheer myself up and make myself feel happy.
Yeah.
I worked it out that I've worked on my book for 700 days.
Yeah.
That equates, because I was doing about 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
That equates to about 2,800 hours. So I've worked it out, right?
Yeah.
That I'm on 17 cents an hour.
That's not even minimum wage.
17 cents, Bri. But do you know
Yeah.
what?
What's that?
Look at my face.
I'm looking at it.
Look
You're
at my
crying.
face. No, I'm not. I'm flipping happy.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
happy.
I know, yeah, but I know you are. And the thing is, even you've sold, what is it, 220 bucks, did you say?
Yep.
Yeah. So 480. So you're making just over $2 a book.
Yeah. It's a rip-off, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Amazon
Yeah.
is a rip-off.
Yep.
But I don't care.
Yep.
Because I don't care.
But you wouldn't be
I
able to
want
do it
people
without
to
them.
enjoy
So
that book.
they're not a rip-off because they're putting all the stuff up for you, aren't they?
I know,
as
but-
in the printing machines and
Yeah.
distributing it, and you don't do anything. They just they
Yeah.
take the money, don't they?
I do get more money on the audiobook. So if you're listening to this, please go and buy the audiobook.
But hey, if you
so I can up my minimum wage. At least give me 25 cents an hour.
but if you had a publisher, you probably wouldn't have even made that much money.
Oh, definitely not.
So
No.
it's actually better to just self-publish.
Oh, one day if you want me to, just email me, Liz@itsadrama. One day I will tell you all about everything I know about publishing and self-publishing and getting a book publishing deal and things like that. Because I tell you what, my $480, like you said, I think you would have got, unless you get a book publishing deal where they say, okay, we'll give you, $10,000 and you have to have this book written by then, and they put the book out. And
you'd be up on 10 cents an hour.
Yeah. But no, I love that I've self-published, and I love that I'm in control of everything. It's all, I can change whatever I want. I can promote it how I want. I can do the audiobook how I want. And I just absolutely love it. So I just thought I'd share those stats with you, because I know that before I started doing all this research, if someone had said to me, oh, I'm a #1 bestseller on Amazon, which I can say that I am.
Straight
I
off.
would. I'd be thinking,
you
you've got to be, I bet she's earning at least $1,000 a week.
Yeah.
I would honestly think that.
So just think, if you are thinking of publishing a book or doing a book, we had a great day the other day, didn't we? And we sat there and you turned around to me and said, what do you reckon tonight? Should we go out? Because I've earned 25 cents today. 25 cents in a day.
That's why we're always out living it up, isn't
Amazon
it, Brian?
Unlimited, there's nothing better, is there?
So what I thought I would do while we're on this laughter theme, and to just show you how much fun this has been, even though I'm only earning 17 cents an hour, and Bri, you're earning nothing.
I know. It's costing me a fortune.
Yeah, you deserve a medal, young man. You really do.
There we go. Another medal to Bri.
Yeah, you do, because at least I'm getting 17 cents to go and buy a lollipop or something. I mean,
That's it. 3 days, you'll be able to go. You still wouldn't be not much buying 3 days.
Well, but by the end of the day, you could buy like a pack of Polos or something
51
with 17 cents.
52, whatever it is.
But you're getting nothing. And Bri is working so hard on this audiobook. But what I'm going to share with you now is a clip. It's a completely unedited clip of me. So I want to set the scene. We live in New Zealand on the North Island in Taranaki. We've got a house on a piece of land under the volcano, and inside our house is a walk-in wardrobe just off our bedroom.
Tiny.
It's a tiny walk-in wardrobe. We taped, or Bri taped, a load of blankets all around the ceiling, around the walls. So when and they're still in there because we haven't finished the audiobook yet, just in case anything needs recording. When you go in there, it's just like, it's like a cocoon, isn't it, Bri?
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I love it, actually.
Oh, do you?
And Bri set me up in there with the microphone lead, passed under the door so I could close the door. No air, it was so stuffy. But it's just got this wonderful cocoon-like sound. And outside the door, Brian is sitting with his headphones on at his table. He's got a little fold-out table and all his mixing things in front of him.
The Rodecaster Pro 2.
Yep. And he's just recording it all. And he's got his headphones on, and I'm trying to do the best I can without making a mistake. And we're going to share with you this unedited part of this chapter. So what is happening is it's in Montenegro. No, sorry, it's in Croatia. It's Sonny's birthday. He's turning 17. And we're going out into the field to do a little ritual that I started when he was very first born, where we would light candles and float them down the river. And this part of the chapter is where Brian is carving the little wooden boats for us to float our candles down the river. He's carving them with his penknife. And this part of the chapter is the audiobook that I'm about to read for you. So just sit and listen to this and you'll know why I don't care that I'm earning 17 cents an hour. I am just in it for the flipping laughter. Let's go.
And now, introducing Liz's book that's going to be absolutely brilliant.
Take it away, Liz.
Under the cover of darkness, carrying the little black rucksack packed with wood, candles, and other ritual performing essentials, we set off for the Croatian stream. Once out of view of any law-abiding citizens who might take it upon themselves to call the police and report 4 pyromaniacs, Brian took out his Primark penknife, the one he'd smuggled through countless airports by wrapping it in his underpants and stowing it in his sleeping bag, and began to carve quickly and intently, his lips stretched tight across his teeth. We gathered around him. We were in a field next to a stream. The grass was long and damp. "Can I have a go?" asked Sonny, his interest suddenly sparked by the sight of a lethal weapon. He pulled his hood down and eyed the knife greedily. "I'm brilliant at carving." Brian puffed out his cheeks like an inflated toad
and held the blade at arm's length. And held the blade at arm's length. Absolutely not. Knives are very dangerous weapons and should be treated with respect. Only proper men can use knives like this. Only proper men can use knives like this. Pompous old bastard.
Oh, did you like that?
I know. I had to tell you that one, because there's lots of bits like that when we were doing the audio
There's
book.
loads like that.
Yeah, and I only did that one literally a day or so ago, didn't I? And I said, oh God, it was making me laugh when I think we were in the cafe and I was taking it to the cafe and I'm starting to laugh to myself and people were just thinking, what is he doing?
So there you go. Now you know why this has just been, it's been a flipping joy, it's
has.
been a joy.
Because you go, 2 years to do it. And I remember at times, because I remember when, you were doing, you were doing a masterclass with someone and they just said, hey, Liz, you've got to get over the finish line. You've got to get this monkey off your back. And at times it did feel like there was a monkey on your back that because the pressure that you had to do and finish the book. But now it's done. You start to look back at it with more fondness, don't you?
Yeah.
And that's what you do with life, don't you? You think, oh, it was really bad then, or I wasn't so bad, or it was nicer in the old days.
I know.
And it's just like, well, you just had the same things going on back then as what you've got now, but
Shall I tell you what that's like, Bri?
What's that like?
It's like when you have a baby. When you give birth, the minute you give birth to that baby, I'll tell you this now,
Yep.
take this as gospel. You say to yourself, and anyone else who will listen, I am never, ever doing that again. This is going to be an only child. I will never have any more children. And then when the child starts getting to be like, 3 or 4 months and really cute and lovely, you start to tell yourself, it wasn't that bad, that birth.
I'll have another one.
I actually quite enjoyed it. It wasn't that painful. And then you have another one. And that's what this book is like. It's just, you're right. At the time, it was just, this is just so hard and so painful. And it was.
There was times.
But
when it's
now
just
when
like,
I look back, I just think, I don't
Exciting,
care. I
that's the
don't care
thing.
I'm only earning 17 cents an hour.
Yeah. It was the same thing when I had a baby.
So if you have not yet bought the Travel Bog Diaries, you can do that by going to www.thetravelbogdiaries.com and buying your copy. And just go over there and see. Or you can wait for the audiobook to come out, which will be in a year's time. Not a year's time, a month's
6
time.
months' time, we'll get that monkey off our back.
A month's time,
It is
yeah.
a month's time. Yep.
So that's it. That's that was the show for you. It was just, talking about all the laughter things. I've really enjoyed it. It's just been really
it's been
nice.
good because it's just that when you can just lift yourself with a bit of laughter, and
You
that's
can.
all it makes, doesn't it? Like, you can be having a crap day, and then one thing makes you laugh, and it can all change, and that whole day feels so much different. Yeah. So just listen to more It's a Drama podcast.
Yeah, we'll go and listen to the audiobook. Do you know what? I must admit, when I listen to my own voice reading it, I think, I've told you this before, but it's absolutely painful to listen to your own voice. I don't know why that is, because listening to the podcast doesn't bother me, but almost because, I don't know, I'm not sure what that is.
Well, because the whole book, when you've done this book, I know we're talking about the book, but you've acted the whole part out with different characters and everything else. And not every audiobook is like that. They just literally, this is how the author wanted it read, and that's it, away you go. But you're the actual author, so whatever you say in the audiobook is how it was supposed to be read. Yeah, so it'd be interesting for someone who's read the book then to listen to the audiobook and think, I see what that humour was there. Well, it's funnier actually in the audiobook, because the audiobook is good because it's just the way that, you get sort of so steamy and wound up, and then next minute you're super calm, and you can see why people laugh and cry. Yeah.
I just want to say as well, I forgot what I was saying now, because I was looking at you and I was like smiling, and now I've forgotten what I wanted to say. Yeah, no, I've forgotten what it was. No,
Teach your ass how to smile or something like that.
Are you happy? Tell your ass or something. What was that?
It's something like
gonna
that.
drive me
You
mad
need to
that
teach your
now.
ass to smile or whatever it is. Something like,
Anyway,
your face is going to look like that.
What I was going to say is, in last week's podcast, when we were talking about Bry's birthday, we did say that we had a trip that we were going to be planning, and we wanted to share that trip with you.
Yep.
We have not forgotten. We've not forgotten to share this with
Yeah,
you,
we
but
just-
we still can't make up our mind.
Yeah, that's all it comes down to.
It is.
Isn't it?
We're like this. I'm doing
Yep.
I'm doing that thing with my hand. You know, where people go like this with their hand
Yep.
and turn it up
Yep.
and down, up and down, up and down. We're like that, aren't we, Bri?
Yeah, we are.
We just don't know where to go, when to go, and there's another big trip coming up next year that we want to talk to you
Yep.
about. And yeah, so we haven't forgotten. We promise we'll talk to you about that, but we just thought we'd slip this one in beforehand.
Yeah, and if you can hear the hailstones outside, it's the middle of winter in New Zealand, and there's hailstones hitting the steel roof and the Velux in the room that we're in. So if you
Do
want
you
to know
know
what
what?
that background noise
I
is.
actually thought there was an earthquake. You know, when I was standing before making a cup of tea?
Yeah.
I suddenly heard this, and I thought, oh my God, there's been an earthquake.
Yeah.
And it was just a massive downpour of hailstones that were the size of golf balls, basically.
Well, marbles, weren't they?
Not basically. I mean, they were the
Yeah,
size.
basically, you know the size of a golf ball. It's like that.
Okay, we're going to leave you now. Thank you so much for being with us. Do you know, you don't know how much it means to us to know that you listening to this, tune in every single week to listen to me and Bri chatting. We go for our drive on a Sunday and we listen to other people's podcasts that are far, far better than ours. And we say, why do people listen to our podcast? Because, you know, when they could just be listening to other good stuff.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you immensely being with us. You're just absolutely wonderful. And if you could possibly find it in your heart to leave a review on one of the podcasting apps that you're listening on. I know that you can't do it on Google Apps. I had Paulette reach out to me. Hello, Paulette. And she reached out to me and she said, Liz, I can't find out where to leave a review on Google. You can't, basically. You can't.
Yeah. Google could be the best thing in the world and the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
It really is. Like, you work with Google Analytics and stuff like that and all that stuff. It's just so complicated. I don't know why, you know, a company that is the forefront of technology and everything, they are so backward in some of their human interfaces.
But if you are listening on Apple Podcasts, then all you have to do is go to the show. This is how I've worked out how to do it.
Not the episode,
Not
but
the
show.
episode. You say go to show, and then it says see all episodes, and you scroll right down to the bottom. It takes you ages because we've done loads. Go right down to the bottom, and it will say leave a review, and you can just leave a review there. If you want to find it in your heart to be able to do that, either there or on Spotify or
because on Spotify you can
Stitcher or-
interact with the show as well. You know, leave it like more of a comment, like a message type thing.
But whatever you do, please know that we are so grateful to have you with us. And you just, you're the reason that we do this every single week. So I just want to say a huge thank you. And once again, thank you to you if you've bought my book. You're wonderful. I love you. And I'll speak to you soon.
Yep. And don't forget, if you've loved the show, then share it with a friend.
Yes.
Just like, you know, pass it on to them and say, hey, if you listen to these guys, I love these guys. Or
Listen
hate
to these two.
guys,
They're bloody
they're
hilarious.
nutters.
Yeah, bloody hilarious.
That guy thinks he's a comedian. So on that point, basically, I'm going to go, you know, it's Kia Kaha time and it's like, stay strong. Okay. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us today on this episode. We have loved having you here. If you haven't yet bought a copy of my brand new book, The Travel Bog Diaries, then I would love you to go and grab yourself a copy. If you are a traveller, if you are a parent, if you are an aunt or an uncle or someone who just loves a really good laugh, then you will love the stories that are within my book. It's all about travelling the world as a family with very little money, far too many hormones and very, very little patience. It's honest, it's real, and it's such a good laugh. You will absolutely love it. You can grab a copy of that book right now by going to www.thetravelbogdiaries.com. Go over to there. The page tells you where you can buy it from all over the world. I really, really appreciate you for doing that. You will love the book. And if you have already bought the Travel Bog Diaries, thank you. I appreciate you. Bri appreciates you. And if you have got time, if you've got a spare 5 minutes and would like to leave me a review, that would mean the world to me. You can do that by going to www.thetravelbogdiaries.com/review. Just hop on there. It literally takes a few minutes, but it means the world to me. So thank you so much. Me and Bri love you. You're fabulous. Have a brilliant week, and I'll speak to you soon.